guys, it's Kat and I'm back today for my August favorites and fails. I do want to say starting out that August, I want to apologize. The cats aren't on the couch. They're on the other couch. They wanted to be on that couch today, so I had to move the beds to that couch. But thank you for all the love on the cat video. I wasn't expecting so much love on it, but I'm kicking myself. I should have made it longer and put more stories in it, because as I was editing it, I realized I have all these cool photos and like funny videos, but not enough time or context to sort of put them on the screen. I could have talked about Boogie and some of his habits and how he shakes hands before he has dinner and all this kind of stuff, but I didn't. Anyway, this is a really small favorites and fails because in July, life was like go, 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 go. In August, we kind of pared back. There were things that, had to be done, like taxes and boring shit. But I mainly focused on my 1 month, one palette and my project pan. Now, I can't wait to update my project pan. It was a very short one, a 2 month project pan. And besides that freaking blush that is never ending, I'm doing really well. So I pretty much have just been shoving project pan products on my face all month. So I have been trying new stuff, but nothing really has either been used enough or has stood out as being amazing for me to incorporate into my favorites. So it's a very small favorites. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is really random, and this is not the exact one I'm using because it's in my shower, but I really like the Shea Moisture African Black Soap with Shea Butter. So this is designed for severely dry skin, which I don't have. I have oily skin on my face. I can get oily body, but in the winter I can get like dry patches on my back that get really itchy. So this is for troubled skin, it says here. It's a black soap. It's a really big kind of hefty soap. You get 230 grams. I've got one in my shower right now. So it's got all these things on it. It's cruelty free, it's community commerce, it's certified organic, it's family owned and operated, it's ethically traded, it's certified B Corporation. I don't know what some of those things are, but what I like about this is, hang on, where is it? So it's a traditional African black soap made from palm ash, tamarind extract, and plantain peel. So it's been used in Africa for centuries to treat eczema, acne, oily skin, psoriasis, and other skin ailments. So what I really like about this, it's a soap that lathers really well. It feels really, really sort of hydrating conditioning, moisturizing. That's the word. It feels really moisturizing for a soap. But I feel like it doesn't strip my body of oils. It doesn't make me feel super dry. And I am the kind of person that if my body's out of whack, I can get things, like I said, like dry patches on my back, which get itchy. If I get sweaty and go to the gym or something and don't shower straight away, I can get like breakouts. So this has just been really good because I feel like it's calmed down a lot of things and made things just like even and nice. I think it works really well. So if you are looking for a soap that is good for problematic skin, I really like this one. It's in Priceline. So there you go. Something that I got at the start of the month that I have been using a lot is actually like a little gel kit. So this, I just got it from Amazon. It's a Sensational gel kit. It comes with like little samples of things. So these. So you have the gel cleanser. This is the red gel polish. This is the primer gel, the gel primer. And this is the base and top coat. So I've been playing around with gel nail polish for the past few weeks. And so this is the color that I got in the set. So it's the red set. And I really like this. I do want to start, going and getting more top coats and more colors. But what I originally got this for was to try to use it with other nail polishes. So do the gel base coat, normal nail polish, and then the gel top coat. And that does work. It doesn't work as well as using, the gel polish as well, but it does work. Now, I've had this gel polish on for about a week now. I have had to redo these. I find that in the shower when I wash my hair, these ones tend to want to come off. So I have redone these once, but I find that if I use the gel top coat and base coat with a normal nail polish, it makes your nails look really good for a long period of time, but when they do come off, they sort of like pop off and you got to redo them. So I find that gel's great. It lasts a lot longer, but normal nail polish with a gel top coat and base coat, the key is that you have to let the normal nail polish dry completely. Otherwise it sort of puckers the top coat. But I find that it just comes off a little bit easier. But what's great about it is if you have a problem like me with nail polish that like chips within 12 hours of wearing it or even less, I do find that the gel top coat makes all your nails look great, but when it does come off, they sort of pop off completely. So it just means that you might need to redo the odd nail once in a while. So yeah, I originally bought this kit to use with normal nail polish, and I'm finding myself more and more just going for the gel because you don't need to wait for it to dry completely and then do the gel top coat. So just being able to set it under the lamp is really helpful. And if you're in if you're in a rush, it's really great. But these are harder to remove. Whereas with normal nail polish, there's more kind of like drying time and waiting time, but you have more variety because you can access your normal nail polish collection, and it doesn't last as long, but it keeps your nail polish looking a lot better than it normally would. So I've sort of been converted to trying to use gel top coats even on normal nail polish. And a normal nail polish that I did use it with early in the month, and I really like this color. It's one of the new colors from Kester Black. So this is like their spring collection. They've got two out, this pink one and sort of like a light sort of lilac one. This one's in My Girl Ella. Now I wanted to give this a shout out because I really like this color. I actually really hate pink nail polish. I actually hate pink in general. I don't mind a pink lip occasionally, but for me, it's rare to catch me in pink clothes. It's rare to catch me in pink nails, but this pink I really, really like. It's like a sort of milky watermelon color, and I think it's beautiful and bright. It's very, very sunny. It'll look good with a tan. It looks good with fair skin. It's like a fun color. Hang on, this is getting really washed out. There we go. That's a bit better. So you can see it's a fun sort of bright color, but it's not like neon. It's not like in your face. This is probably one of the most perfect pinks that I've come across. I really enjoy it. It's out now. I think it's really cool. And I have used this with the gel top coat. It looks great. When it comes to makeup, I actually have been trying a few new things, but like I said, I've been more dedicated to my Project Pan, to my 1 month, 1 palette series. So I haven't actually been reaching for much makeup, and because I have been home doing more like admin-y kind of things and boring things, I haven't been going all out testing a bunch of makeup. So I've been going quite nude like I'm wearing today. I'm not even wearing bronzer and blush and stuff. I totally forgot to put that on today. Oopsie daisy, I'm gonna look just dead face, but that's fine. But when I do want to sort of vamp up a look like I've done today, I'm going back to these products. So this is by Tony Moly. It's the Shocking Lip Stain in Petal Shocking. So this is one of the new shades. I did mention it in a video recently. You'll notice in the last month, I haven't actually been doing too many reviews. I've been more like just talking about makeup. So I did one where I think it's worth splurging or saving. I also did more of my signature look, and I mentioned these in my signature look. Like if I was to go for one bright sort of color, I would use like the red in this range. And this Petal one is one of the newer ones that have come to Australia. I'm wearing it today. So it looks red on the lips, but it fades down. It looks more like a vibrant sort of pinky red. So yeah, if you like a more pink toned corally red, this is one that's really, really cool. I don't think it lasts as long as the more true reds, but I think it's great. So this is, once again, sort of with the pink theme. Where'd that nail polish go? With the pink theme, sort of like a way to inject a bit of color. And, you know, I can't wait for like the warmer weather to start rolling in. I think these are really sort of fun colors to go with. So yeah, if I'm wearing a pop of color, I often have been wearing this. Or if I'm going out, I've been coming back to my Uemura. This is the Rouge Unlimited Supreme Matte Lipstick in Yaz Red, which I have loved. You can actually see how much I've used. It's kind of, I've got so many red lipsticks, and the fact that I've used that much of it and I've only had it for a few months. I think I got it in, was it May? April or May. It definitely shows how much I truly love this lipstick. And this also has that same tone as this one. So this one is a stain. It's more of a glossy finish. It lasts really, really long. This is more of a kind of dry matte lipstick, but it lasts a long time. And it's got that beautiful sort of velvety matte finish, but it's a vibrant sort of reddy coral. So I'm loving these vibrant reddy corals. I find this sort of matte finish makes it look brighter than what I've got on my lips now. So this has more of a gloss finish and it sort of fades down to more of a stain. If I wanted more of a wham bam sort of matte that lasts so well, I go for this one. I wore this like the whole time at VidCon. Whenever I've gone anywhere out, I wear this one. It's amazing. This was a limited edition shade. I might have to pick up another one because I love it so much. But the vibrancy of it though, I don't know if you can see it on camera properly, but it is like a bright, dark coral. It's not a true red. It's not a blue toned red. It's not an orange toned red. It's like a pinky coral red. It's really stunning. Another thing that I've been surprisingly wearing a lot. So in my next project pan, I might introduce one of my favorite eyeliners that I use all the time on my waterline, which is the Rimmel Scandaleyes liner it's a Kohl Kajal liner in brown. It's like just a little nub at the moment and I use it all the time. But I have recently been using the Urban Decay. This is the Demolition 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil, and I find that this is a really great pencil for waterline. So what I've got on today, I've just got on the waterline with no lower lash mascara. I put a little bit on the tight line because I wasn't going to put any lashes or anything on or any liner, and I just find that this is just a typical brown liner, but it works really nicely and smoothly and lasts a long time on the waterline. I think it's a nice one. So because I've sort of got this around, I might pan the other one. I don't need two that do the similar kind of thing in my collection. So yeah, if you want a decent range, like I find you can get decent eyeliner pencils that are creamy and that work on the waterline in the drugstore. But if you want something that's got a good variety, I think these Urban Decay ones are really, really good. And yeah, I particularly like browns on the waterline. Okay, a couple of things I want to mention from Benefit, and then I'll go on to fails, which also includes Benefit. I want to mention that I really like that they've added in new shades to their brow range. I really love Benefit brow products. I think they're really, really great. My favorites are the Precisely My Brow pencils because you can just like mimic some hairs. And then if I'm filling in a large area, I really like their Ka-Brows. Previously, I've had 2 and 4, which I use sort of like on no makeup days, and then if I want sort of bolder brows, but they recently brought out 3.5, which is the neutral. So these are both sort of cool toned. This is more of a neutral. It's a little bit lighter than 4. And I like this. This is probably more true to my everyday sort of brow sort of situation going on. So that's the color there. I find it looks really, really natural. I love these. I like the inclusion of, I think they did 2.5 and 3.5. I think they've added in, I think, or 4.5. Whatever. They've added in a few sort of like neutral shades. I also wanted to mention, I've just recently done a massive brush clean because all month I didn't clean my brushes. I just cleaned my sponges. And so I was digging out like all the brushes in my collection and just using what I had. So I had to do a massive clean yesterday. But one thing I dug out in that sort of clean out is the Benefit angled like brow brush. Now I want to say that this thing is really, really good. Not only is it sort of like pretty heavy, so it's nicely weighted, it's got a nice spoolie that's got like a really nice tapered bit. So if you wanted, one thing that I've got a problem is when a spoolie is like the same length all along and I want to go and I just want to brush this bit, I find it's hard to get right into where you want to go because the tip often isn't tapered. It's often just sort of like squared off and it sort of just smears the product. Anyway, it's a problem for me. I don't know if it's a problem for other people. But another reason I love this brush is that this is a very firm brush and it has like the perfect narrowness when it comes to the size of the angle brush. It's also very, very thin. So what I find with this is you can often like get as precise a job with a brow powder or brow pomade than you would with a thin pencil. Now, a lot of other angled brushes that I have are either too thick, too fat, too flimsy, so they just bend when you sort of press them. So I find that this is really great. I've been using it and I find what I like is that It's narrow enough that I can sort of just mimic some lines at the start here without my brows looking too thick, but then it's so thin that I can sort of just line my brows really easily. And because it is very, very firm, you can just do like the thinnest sort of lines. I think it works really well. So this is probably my favorite brow brush that I've been using at the moment, or angle brush that I've got in my collection. I just think it works really well. Other ones, super fat, like super wide or super fat, super flimsy. This one might take a little bit longer to do your brows because it is thinner and smaller, so you can't just deposit as much product in a large area, but you can definitely, if I wanted to mimic hairs here, this is narrow enough for me to just kind of mimic hairs or diffuse an area there. Or I can turn it to the side and really define areas, and it holds up really well because it's very, very firm. So I hadn't actually used this prior to me finding it at the bottom of my brush drawer, and I've been pleasantly surprised. So Benefit know how to do a decent brush as well as decent pomade. What I don't love so much about Benefit, and this was a review that I did earlier this month, is the Benefit Hello Happy Foundation. Now I think these are very cute. I think that the shade range, like the variety in the shades aren't great. So there's only, I think, is it 8 shades available? There's only 12 shades available in this range. There's like 4 light, 4 medium, 4 deep. So even though I think the range is even, so 4 light, 4 medium, 4 deep, which is good, you will find that there's not one shade that sort of works for you. I sort of need to mix 2 and 4 together, similar to how I used to have to mix 2 and 4 of the brows. Yeah, you won't find, it's hard to find your shade match, but I found ultimately, shade range aside, I find that I don't reach for these products because if I'm going for, like, this is a low coverage sort of blurring semi-matte finish foundation, and this is definitely sort of low coverage. If you build it up, you can maybe get a bit of a low to medium coverage, but it doesn't cover much, which is fine on a daily basis. If you just want to go like the no makeup look, this kind of coverage is fine. But I feel like the problem is that on oily skin, it doesn't hold up well. So it tends to, it looks like it's matte, but it doesn't actually control the oils. So the oils do come through, it does break it down. And also if you've got dry skin, I think this sort of clings to dry patches pretty badly because it's got that sort of semi-matte finish. So I feel like this is for the people with the most perfect of perfect skin. Like, you've got smack bang normal skin, you don't need much coverage, and you don't actually like need to wear it for very long because the longevity is not great. I have seen a few articles talk about this, like, oh my God, we've worn it for 6 hours and it looks amazing. And I'm like, 6 hours is jack shit. If you think 6 hours is a long wear foundation, you're bullshit, because that is not the case. So I find that when I look at these kind of products, I'm like, okay, low coverage, works on like smack bang normal skin people. It doesn't really cover much redness. It doesn't really cover much imperfections. So this is pretty much for the people that have already perfect skin. If you've already got perfect skin, you don't need these. So I feel like these are a little bit not needed in the market, if that makes sense. But the packaging is cute. That's what I take home from this. So for me, I think this would be more of a fail because I don't reach for it. I don't really see much of a point. If you've got oily skin, I think you're better off just using a higher coverage powder on a day where you're not wearing much makeup. If you've got, dry skin, you're better off just using like a really hydrating BB cream or CC cream. This I don't really get. So yeah, that is not so much like the worst of the worst product. I don't see the point of it, if that makes sense. Another product that I am going to mention as a fail, and this is once again not the worst of the worst products, but I no longer want to reach for it. So Wet n Wild have this eyeshadow primer. So I did use up my paint pot in my project pan, and I sort of thought, oh, I'll give this one a go. Now this does work at making eyeshadow adhere to your eye. It is good at doing that. This is, did I say it's called it's a Photofocus eyeshadow primer. I should probably say that. What I don't like about this though is that it doesn't blend well around the eye. So I will put some on, I will sort of blend it on, and as I tap it, it sort of meets with where my foundation or my concealer is, and I find that it balls up the foundation and concealer. I've also noticed that if you don't apply it completely smooth, I did a get ready with me doing this red eye look, and I didn't completely blend it out in the inner part here, and it just made the foundation cling in weird ways. So, not foundation, eyeshadow, sorry. So I find that this is, even though it works as an eyeshadow primer and it's a nice affordable one, I find that you have to be very careful with how you apply it, and you've got to be very careful around set makeup because it will lift it and make it look bally, and I just don't have time for that. So I've just been finding myself, I was using this for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm having so many like just minor issues that don't need to be issues while using this. So I'm not going to use it anymore. I'm putting it to the side. I found myself going back to another paint pot that I had because I find that I can put that on, blend it out. It doesn't mess with my foundation. It doesn't mess with my concealer. And if it's not completely blended out, it doesn't actually ruin the look. You can kind of just blend it out later and it's not a problem. I just find that I had too many issues trying to use this. But it does definitely make your, eyeshadow last. So it definitely does the job. And if you're the type of person that likes to do your base after your eyeshadow and you can just totally blend it in without a problem of it messing with your foundation, you might like this, but I would prefer to just use a paint pot. Anyway, guys, that is my favorites and fails of August. I think this month I have been focusing more on other things. Like I bought 2 denim jackets and a denim shirt. You probably would have seen that I wear denim all the time in my videos these days. I've been, investing in some comfy tracksuit pants to hang around the house in. So yeah, I haven't actually been, not inspired to wear makeup, but I have been wearing a lot of more minimal makeup. So a lot of the makeup that I have been wearing is stuff that I've mentioned in past favorites, in past like project pans and whatnot, just stuff that I have in my everyday routine that don't stand out as being like, oh, this is different this month. It's not. It's the same old, same old. I do have more makeup that I'm sort of playing around and testing out, and I'm sure next month I will talk more about more exciting new stuff. But this month it's just been sort of like paring it back a little bit. Anyway, I can't believe I'm not wearing blush or highlighter or bronzer. I totally forgot to do that today. So that's a good example of where my mind's been with makeup lately. But I will see you guys in the next one, and hope you have a great day. Bye.